My name is Natasha Gaspard, and I am a media maker. I'm a television producer, and I'm an activist. My purpose is to inspire, and I want to inspire women of color, particularly Black women, to greatness, to achieve greatness, whatever that may mean for them. I am walking in that purpose right now as a media maker, a content producer, a television producer, in telling stories about women of color, their triumphs, their disappointments, just their full stories, and also just representing them as they fully are themselves. So I'm walking that purpose right now. I haven't achieved it fully yet, and to be honest, I don't think I even can imagine what's to come. I think God has that plan for me, and it's way bigger than I can imagine for myself. I myself wouldn't say that I had a lot of trying times, but I think it's because I have the attitude of like I'm gonna work it out. Whatever it is, I have to handle it. And that's not the best way to go about it, I think. I've learned that it's okay to ask for help. For me, I guess what I would say is one of the most trying parts of my life is me not really believing in myself 100%. I think maybe people wouldn't think that that's a trying thing, but if you think about it, not believing in yourself wholeheartedly could stop you from achieving some of the things that you can achieve, right? So not believing in yourself can be a barrier to your success. And I think by first realizing that in yourself and having that conversation with yourself and building up your confidence by maybe doing little things that kind of build your confidence, and then trusting yourself, that's really a big thing. It's really about not trusting yourself and then trusting others to let them inside. So being vulnerable and letting people know what you're going through is something that can help you, and it can help that other person, because you never know, they could be going through the same thing, right? So that goes back to that whole inspiration and inspiring people to greatness. When you give yourself permission to achieve success and achieve greatness, it gives the other person permission to achieve their greatness and their success also. One thing I wish I knew back then when I was younger, my younger self, was that I'm good. I'm good just the way I am. There's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing missing inside of me. I have been created the way that I was supposed to be created. Um, I wish I knew that back then. I try not to regret. I try to take everything as a lesson learned. And along the way, things happened that were teaching me a lesson. And now, I still struggle with it a little bit. But the thing is, I can recognize things a little bit better. So if I could speak to my younger self, I would tell myself to chill out. Don't worry so much. Just do what it is that's in your heart, and you'll be fine. I have a mantra for 2016 that just came to me while I was praying, meditating, and it was faith and focus. Faith is something that is very, very, very important. Um, Faith is what makes you step out and do the things that scare you. Faith is what helps you grow. Faith is what allows you to trust in yourself and trust that everything is going to be okay. Because that's a lot of things that stop us, is not having that faith. And then focus is like self-explanatory, just focus. I think in this day and age with like social media, and there's so many distractions with television and online and everything, I think that you can be put off of that path that you should be on, or that you feel that you should be on. And having those things work together, it's like if you're focused and you have that faith, then nothing's going to stop you. Nothing's going to deter you from achieving whatever it is you want to achieve. I have a few words of wisdom for the generation coming up behind me. One is know your history. I'm learning that right now. I'm actually taking time to learn about my history and learn about my people. And it's so important to know your history and where you come from. I know it sounds like a cliche, and I've always thought it was a cliche, like, know your history, yeah, yeah. But it's so true. It's like knowing your history is like it's like a key that's unlocking the door to life. You understand things differently when you know your history and why things are the way they are. And then sometimes when you know your history, it can prevent you from making the same mistakes that others have made. I think, with my initiative that I started, Naturals for Change, it's important for Black people to know where they come from. And this is not just about the issue of slavery and discrimination and oppression in this country, which you can understand once you understand what has happened to our people up until this point. I mean, things that are going on in this world right now, issues of mass incarceration, issues of police brutality. If you're looking at it through a lens of just now, you won't understand what we're going through and why it's happening. But once you understand that history, it makes sense. And then it kind of gives you an idea of how to address it. Another thing that I would say that's important for young women is to know yourself and to believe in yourself and trust yourself. We all have a little voice inside of us, or we get a feeling that something is right or something isn't right. And I am constantly learning and training myself to listen to that voice. Sometimes it can be a battle, sometimes it's a battle because the voice will tell you to do something, and because of that fear or that mistrust or whatever, you will move away from that. But I would challenge you to listen to that voice inside of you, because that is your guiding light. That is the voice that's going to take you to where you want to go. Women's lives matter.